Alright, what's up guys? Bit of a change of scenery today. It appears that there's a thunderstorm going on right now. So, since my garage roof is made out of tin, I decided to work out in my basement instead so you could actually hear me. So if you hear thunder, that's why. It's going on right now outside. But for today's workout, it is going to be two separate circuits, which are each going to be run twice. So the first circuit is going to be a standing up circuit, and then the second circuit is going to be on the ground. We're going to transition from that with 30 seconds after we do the first circuit twice. Then we move on to the second circuit. Okay? So with that, I'm going to tell you about the warm-up stuff. So the first warm-up we're going to be doing is going to be, I like to call them star touches. Reach your hands out, you go down, touch your kneecap, come back up, do the same thing on the other side. You just do this in this position. We're going to do that for 45 seconds. Next one is going to be just marching in place, and we're going to add presses overhead. If you want to make this a little more challenging, you can alternate them. Like that. Get that coordination in there. Next one's going to be high knees. Really make sure that we're warming up the hips before we get into this standing workout. Then we're going to transition to the floor for a few seconds to do a warm-up on the ground for a second. We're going to get in this position. Actually, I'll turn so you can see me. And we're going to take this arm up here, and we're going to be threading the needle. So take this arm and put it down through here. Try and push that shoulder as far to the ground as you can, and come back up. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Each side, 30 seconds. I believe it was John, our good buddy John, that also works here, who showed me those. Oh, sorry. Still on the ground. We're going to be doing cat and camel. So reach your back up as far as you can, then flex it as hard as you can. Try to make an arch out of your back and the bottom. And then after we do that for 45 seconds, we're going to be doing just a little bit of knee flexion to warm up the ankles. So get in a position you can actually see me. So you want your knee to be at a 90-degree angle with the floor, and you just want to gently push the top of your knee forward until you reach a comfortable position, and then pull it back. And we're going to do that for a minute, 30 seconds on each side. All right? So with that, we're going to get into it. That's about 5 minutes. Conditioning phase is about 20 minutes, and the cool down is going to be about 3. I'm just going to edit something on this app real quick. All right. And we are going to start the workout after this ad on my phone goes away. And we are going to start it now. Remember, the first one we're doing is star touches. Alright. And go. Now, where you really should be feeling this is in your hamstrings, the back of your legs. You should be keeping your back straight the whole time so that when you go down, you really feel like a light stretch in the back of your knees. Don't go too far down. If you can't go that far down, just go down as far as you can. This feels like you're not getting anything out of it. You can go all the way down to touch your toes. But for most people, going down to just the knees will be comfortable enough. We're going to keep doing this for 10 more seconds. Ooh, hear my shoulders clicking. All right, next one is the marching with the presses. Remember, you can alternate them. You want to switch it up. But you should really just be focusing on getting those shoulders all warmed up and just moving those legs around. Shoulders really liking to pop at the moment. As soon as I turn the camera off, it's all right. Try to keep your shoulders back and down while you're pressing to lock your back in a good position. 10 more seconds. And then we're going to move on to the high knees. and high knees. Again, you should really be feeling this right here, in like the crease of your hips, pulling your knees up as high as you can. The higher you pull them, you should start pulling with your lower abs. Get that core activation in there as well. And after this, we've got about 18 more seconds. We're going to be doing the thread the needles on the ground. If you feel like you need to warm up the rest of your hips, you can bring them up and out while keeping torso forward. All right, now we're going to slowly transition to the ground. Get in that position I was talking about. Take one hand, reach it through. Might even feel a stretch in your back. We're going to be doing this one for 30 seconds. Maybe even in your shoulder as well. 5 seconds left, and then we're going to switch. All right, switch sides. Same thing on the other side. All right, 15 more seconds of this, and then we're going to move on to cat and camel. And all right, get in that position. And remember, push it up as far as you possibly can. And then squeeze your back as hard as you can at the bottom to form an arch. And then back up at the top to form an arch in the exact other direction. And we're going to be doing this for 45 seconds. $15 seconds left. Just really squeezing the back at the bottom. Don't want to stress yourself too much in this because we're going to be using that back for the workout, remember. All right, now get in that position for knee flexion. All right, parallel with the ground, remember. 30 seconds on one side, 30 seconds on the other. Just lightly bring that kneecap over your toes. It should be going right over the toes. It shouldn't be in too close to you, and it shouldn't be out too far. Should go directly over and then back. If you're feeling it in your kneecap at all, try to sit back further. Like, don't lean far forward. Keep a nice upright torso. And switch sides. Do the same thing on the other side. You really don't want to be feeling this in the joint. You want to be feeling it almost in the back of the foot, which you can't see on my screen. Back here. Just a nice, gentle stretch back there. All right, 5 seconds, and then we're going to be getting into our conditioning segment, which is going to have us stand back up. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is front lunge, back lunge, which I just learned recently. It's this. You step forward with one leg, and then step back with the same leg, bring that back, step forward, step back, bring that back. So get a little dip in there too. Go as far down as you feel comfortable. 30 more seconds of this. It's a little hard to keep track of, but I'm getting it. Wrong leg. Should be feeling this one in the top of your knee or your quads. All right, 5 seconds. Next, we're going to be moving into karaoke, which is just, you can go as fast or as slow as you need to, just alternating which leg goes behind, using one step in between to transition the legs. Go at a pace where you're almost jogging. This one's more about coordination than it is about feeling it in the muscle anyway. Just start feeling the heart rate getting up now, though. you want to go further, you can take 1, 2, 3, go back. But it's perfectly fine to just go slow in the normal one. All right, 8 seconds left in that. And we're going to go to seal jacks, which are like jumping jacks, but we have our hands out in front of us and we're pushing it up with each thing, with each jump. So do like a half squat, push it up. Half squat, push it up. All right? Should be aiming to use the momentum from your legs to press your hands over your head. If this is too easy, you can try and squat lower. If it's too difficult, don't squat down nearly as far. And if you're having trouble getting your hands over your head, do like halfway up. You don't need to go all the way up. Well, you should go all the way up. You should strive to go all the way up. But if we're not there yet, that's all right. I'll start at different places. All right, 5 seconds left. We're going to be going into just basic lunges, or regular lunges. So put one leg so that the calf is parallel with the floor. We're going to bring it down. You're doing 30 seconds on one side, 30 seconds on the other. You'll really also be feeling this in the quad. 10 seconds left on this side, and then we're moving to the other. And switch. I need to do more lunges. I'm not nearly as good on my left side as I am on my right. Less coordinated. All right, 5 seconds left. And we're going to be doing a light jog for 30 seconds, and then we're going to be repeating those exercises that we just did. Now my timer's going to be messed up because I couldn't set it to be in line with the workout I wanted to do. So it's going to be about 30 seconds off for each thing, so I'm sorry if I'm making a mistake in what I say. I'll try my best to correct it. And in 5 seconds, we're going to be back to the front back lunges. And here we go. It helps to coordinate it. You can touch your toe in the middle. It's helping me to coordinate it. So I have a kinesthetic place of where to bring my leg next. Oh, right as I say that, I mess it up. Don't mind that. Still got 30 seconds left before we're changing which side we're on. All right, 15 seconds left on this. And then we're going to be back to the karaoke. All right, 5 seconds left. All right, karaoke, switching the legs. And go. Do it at a bit of a jog to keep that heart rate up. You should have it coordinated now after the first circuit. Or at least it should feel a little more natural than it did the first time we did it. Now start adding another step in there, or another sequence in there if it feels too easy. All right, 15 seconds left of this. Go back. The medium one for you guys. All right, 5 seconds left, and then we're going to be back into knee jacks. And here we go. Or seal jacks, my bad. If going all the way down and all the way up seems too easy for you, you can add a bit of a jump. That way you're using your muscles out of the bottom to push your body up even higher, doing more work. But for most people, we're going to be right about here. Remember, sit those hips back as if you're sitting in a chair. Don't mind that, we still got 30 seconds left. All right, 15 seconds left in this. And then we're going to be moving on to lunges again. Oh, my bad. We're back on the lunges now. I missed it by a couple seconds. You're back in that position where this is parallel. Come back up, back down. We're going to be doing this for the first 30 seconds. And then for the next 30 seconds, we're going to be switching. Seconds left on this side. Switch. Should really be feeling this in the quads now. It's all right. This is the last time we're going to be doing quads. So just power through these next 20 seconds. All right, 5 seconds. All right, good job, you're done. We're going to take these next 30 seconds to get onto the floor, into a sitting position, and then laying nicely on our backs, where we're going to spend the next 2 exercises. Get in a position you can see me here. So, we're going to be doing V-ups next. If you can do real V-ups, that's great. They look like this. Reach up, touch your feet. If you're having trouble doing real V-ups for this full minute, you can stay fully contracted at the top and hold on to your knees. You should really be squeezing with your abs in this position, trying to keep your knees as close together as possible. You should round your shoulders forward if that helps you feel your core better. If not, ideally, you want to have your shoulders back and down, like with every exercise. But eventually, we're all going to want to be getting to this position where we can be reaching for our knees. We'll be done in about 15 seconds. All right, the next one is going to be single leg bridges, so still on our back. We're going to have our knees on the ground, pick one up, and press your glutes to the ceiling. We did these a couple weeks ago, maybe even last week, I can't remember. But we're going to be squeezing our butt at the top. If this feels too easy, you should hold it at the top. So we're going to switch in 5 seconds from one side to the other. All right, switch. Do the same thing on the other side. Really feeling the pull in with those hamstrings and the squeeze in your glutes at the top there. If this is too hard, just go up as high as you can, even if that's just a little bit off the floor. Eventually we'll make our way to the top. All right, next one is IYT, so flip over. Hopefully you can see me. We're going to be laying on the ground with ourselves up a little bit. We're going to first do an I, which is stretching our hands out in front of us and holding it there. Then we're going to switch to a Y, and then we're going to switch to a T, and then we're going to go back to a Y. So you do this at your own pace. You should really be feeling this in your shoulders. So tighten up your back as much as you can in this position. And squeeze your shoulders at the top with each rep. Next one we're going to be doing is plank. So you can get in a position where your arms are right below your shoulders, and if you're not confident you can do a plank, you can be on your knees like this and slowly bring your knees out the longer you can hold your plank for. Ideally, we're going to be going for a minute. I think most people are going to be with their legs right around here for that minute, fully engaging the core the whole time. I've accidentally used most of this to explain it than actually doing it, but ideally we're going to want to work up to be in this position for the full minute. But for most people, we're going to be in this position, so I'm going to start here. So make sure that back is flat, have your knees out as far as you can, and it still be challenging. Got 10 more seconds left in this. Whoops. Try and keep that back in the right position. All right, 30 seconds of, whoops, not bad. 30 seconds being on your knees, doing arm rolls, and then we're going to redo those ground things. Or the ground exercises that I just showed you. 15 more seconds of this. If you need to, take your time to get back into that laying down position. All right, 5 seconds left. And we're going to be going right back into V-ups. Go! So, for my own level, since it's only been 15 minutes, I'm now going to transition into a frozen V-up because that is what is necessary for me to get through the next 30 seconds because the timer is now off again. So, once these 30 seconds is up, we're going to be going back into the single leg glute bridge where we were also on our back. First time I've been home all day at like 9 o'clock. Good thing I got to come home and go straight to exercising. Love it. All right. Single leg bridge. Remember, do one side for 30 seconds. Then we're going to do the other side for the last 30. Really try and squeeze at the top. Should be starting to get difficult now. If you can't go up all the way anymore, that's perfectly fine. All right, don't mind that. We're just switching sides. Same exact thing, but on the other side. Here we got 15 seconds left in this. Nope, did my math wrong. We had 10. Now we have 5. All right, we're going to be going, flipping over onto that laying down position. And we're going to be doing the IYTs again for the next minute, all right? Remember, that's I, Y, T. You're making the letters as you're on the ground. Squeezing the shoulders and the back at the top. Try and hold that position for about half a second to a second, and then moving on to the next one. And after this, we're going into our last exercise, the planks. 15 seconds left. 5 seconds. All right, back into planks for our last minute. We got it this time. Go. Remember, keep that core engaged. Squeeze your abs nice and tight. Keep that back straight as you can. Move those legs out as far as you can hold the position. Arms should be right below your shoulders so that there should be next to no strain on the arms at all. Arms should feel great right now. Maybe not great, but good enough to hold yourself up. 30 seconds left. And we're going to be moving into our cool down. And 10 seconds. Do it again. Alright, I'm going to pause it right there so I can tell you what we're doing for a cool down. So, our cool down is going to, first, we're going to go into a wide-legged child pose. I think we did this as well last week. It's a really nice one for getting those hips nice and stretched. So have your legs out nice and wide, and reach your arms out as far as you can, and slowly sink back as if you were squatting down. You should feel a stretch right in that crease of your hip. And then we're going to flip over into a hamstring stretch. 30 seconds on one side, 30 seconds on the other. All right? Sorry, I didn't even explain it. So you have one leg pressing up against the other leg so that you are focusing on this leg. You should feel a stretch in the bottom of this leg while reaching out towards your foot. Reach as far as you can. You're going to do that on both sides. And then we're going to transition to standing back up for as long as we need to. And then we're going to go to a quad stretch, pulling your foot back as far as you can while keeping your torso up straight. You should feel a stretch along the front side of your legs. We're going to be doing 30 seconds on both sides with that again. And then we're going to be going into shoulder stretch where we just reach our arm across our body. We put our other arm just below the elbow over here. And once we set our shoulders back and down, pulling across while still facing forward. And again, for 30 seconds on each side for that. So with that, I'm going to start the timer for our cool down. All right. 45 seconds of this. Remember, it's the child's pose. We're going to be reaching back. These next 30 seconds, that is left. Sinking down as far as you can into your hips, trying not to let those knees collapse. Try to keep those knees parallel and sit back. Don't let these bow in like this. 15 seconds left on this. Try to keep your back nice and straight. That's something that I haven't been focusing on. That's my fault. All right. Then we're going to be going into our hamstring stretch, so flip over. This one's going to be for a minute. Just reach all the way to your toes. Keep your knee flat against the ground. We're not using this leg at all. Just reach towards that foot not as hard as you can, to a comfortable position where you feel the stretch in the bottom of your knee. Doing that for the next, now we're going to be switching. My math is failing me once I'm tired. Should be feeling a nice stretch in there now. Top of your leg, I feel like it's about ready to explode. It's alright, we're about to stretch that in just a second. Try to maintain the stretch for the entire 45 seconds. 15 seconds left in the stretch. Shouldn't feel too painful. It should just feel like a nice, gradual stretch in the bottom here. All right, 5 seconds. Then we're going to stand up. All right, so stand up. Take as long as you need. I'm going to give you about 5 more seconds to get yourself up. And then we're going to be going into our quad stretch, pulling that foot back as far as we can while keeping that torso upright. faced forward, 30 seconds on each side. Don't mind these beeps, we still got another 10 seconds left in this stretch. Alright, switch sides. Remember, really should be feeling it down this leg, keeping your torso position facing forward and up nice and proud. You can push your hips out a little bit, like as you can see I'm doing here, so that you can feel it better in this. 10 seconds. 10 seconds? No. Whoa, not bad. Now we have 10 seconds left. And then we're going to be going into our shoulder stretch. Alright. Remember, shoulders down and back. Reaching with our arm across, with our other arm on our elbow. Should be feeling it in the sides of your shoulder here. Do this for 30 seconds and 30 seconds on the other side. 5 seconds left. Alright, and switch. Keep that body straight forward. We don't want to be twisting our body in the direction that we're stretching it. Right, 10 seconds left of this, and then we're all done. And just like that, we're all set. I'm going to turn my timer off because it was close, but not quite accurate. Alright, so with this one, I feel like the intensity level was pretty close, if not almost perfect. Like, I'm sweating a little bit, so I feel like anyone else who would do this if they were deconditioned would be able to, at the very least, get through it with the regressions that I had. So I like this one. I think maybe my cooldown can be improved if I were to try and pick something out. But here it is. You can kind of see it. There you go. There we go.